What's up guys, it's Tundrum here, back with another video. Today I'm going to be showing you my modern Azorius / Esper Spirits deck. It is mostly Azorius but splashes a little bit for Esper. It's very powerful, it's done very good in a lot of modern tournaments for me, and it is relatively cheap to build, minus the mana base and just this one card in the deck, Eighth of Isle, which is really expensive. Okay, without further ado, let's get into it. So first up we have Mausoleum Wanderer. We're running 4 of these. It is a 1 mana 1/1 spirit with flying, and the ability, this is what really makes it good, to whenever another spirit enters the battlefield under your control, it gets +1/+1 until end of turn. And this other OP ability, the ability to sacrifice it to counter target instant or sorcery spell unless its controller plays X, where X is its power. Extremely good card, very good. Next up we have Giver of Ruins. This isn't necessarily a spirit, but it's just such a good card. We're running 2 of it. It's a 1 mana 1/2 core cleric with the ability to tap to give another target creature you control protection from colorless or the color of your choice until end of turn. This is good because you can make your guys unblockable, block, and then use the giver to give the blocking creature protection from the color of the creature it's blocking. You can use it to stop removal spells, so they'll have to kill giver before they target your other things, so they'll know giver will just make it protection. Very good card. Next up we have Supreme Phantom. Relatively simple card, but really good. 2 mana for a 1/3 spirit with flying, and gives all your other spirits 1/1. Very good card, very simple, but really solid at the same time. Next up we have Rattle Chains. This card's insane. It's a 2 mana 2/1 with flash and flying spirit. That would already be good, but then it also has this ability saying when it enters the battlefield, target spirit gains hexproof until end of turn, so you can give you guys hexproof when they're targeting the guy with a removal spell, to stop it from dying, the spell will fizz, and many other uses with hexproof. And then plus it has you may cast spirit spells as though they had flash. Plus Rattle Chains is only 70 cents right now. It's insanely powerful, very good card. Next up we have Selfless Spirit. We're running 2 of these. It is a 2 mana 2/1 spirit cleric with flying, and you can sacrifice it to give creatures you control indestructible until end of turn. Very good, gives you guys evasion to removal spells, like when they're trying to remove them, sack this to give them indestructible. If you have bad blocks, you can sack this to save all your guys. Very good. Next up we have Unsettled Marina. I was a little bit skeptical to run this in the main board. It is a shapeshifter changeling, which makes it a spirit as well. But because of its ability, it isn't good against some decks, but most of the time its ability is really solid. It's a 2 mana 2/1 shapeshifter with changeling, so it's also a spirit, like I said before. And whenever you or a permanent you control becomes the target of a spell or ability an opponent controls, counter that spell or ability unless its controller pays 1. Solid card, and even if it's not good against the deck you're playing against, you normally just sideboard it out. Really good card. Next up we have Drogskell Captain. We're running 4 of these. It's insane bomb, this card. 3 mana 2/2 creature spirit soldier with flying, and gives your other spirits 1/1 and hexproof. This is busted, giving them hexproof. It makes it so hard for them to remove your guys. And if you have double captain, that's normally just GG unless they have a board wipe or are way out aggroing you somehow. Really good. Finally, in the creatures, we have Spell Queller. It's a 3 mana 2/3 with flash and flying, which is already decent stats. And then it also has the upside of when it enters the battlefield, exile target spell with CMC 3 or less until it leaves the battlefield virtually. This is really good. You can, if they're playing something that's a free, use Spell Queller. And the Spell Queller will be so hard to get to because they have your layers of protection, Unsettled Marina, Drogskell Captain, Rattle Chains, Giver of Ruins, Mausoleum, Selfless Spirit. Almost everything in your deck makes your guys have hexproof or protection from removal or death somehow. Very good card. Really solid. Now we are on to the non-creatures. This is sort of a creature anyway. Lingering Souls. This is the main reason we're splashing for Esper. It's a 3 mana sorcery that creates 2/1/1 spirits with flying. And you're probably like, Tundrum, why don't you just run Midnight Haunting or Hanged Execution and they're just strictly better versions? Well, you probably failed to read this bottom bit down here then. This bottom ability makes it OP. Flashback for 2 mana essentially lets you have 2 really good value cards on 1 card. Getting 4 spirits on 1 card for 5 mana is such a good rate, and you can do it turn after turn or split the mana. It's just hard to describe, but so good. Next up we have Path to Exile. We're running 3 of these. 1 mana instant to exile target creature. Its controller may search his or her library for a basic land card and put that card into the battlefield tapped. Then shuffle his or her library. This card is really good because, as well as being really solid removal, it also has the upside of a lot of decks don't have a basic to search for. A lot of decks run no basics or only have 1 or 2 which they've already drawn or got. Really solid. And you can also, in a bad situation, you exile your own guy to get a land if your mana's screwed. But if you're using like essentially pretty much 3-for-1ing yourself, no, 2-for-1ing yourself, and like you've been mana screwed, you're probably dead anyway. Next up we have Aether Vial, the really expensive card here. We're running 4 of these. I was like, oh, I'm probably not going to run this card. It's not very good. You have to use a card up to just like cheat your creatures out like quicker. I don't really think it's very good. You run out of cards too quickly. I failed to realise that it says can activate at instant speed and says you may put, not cast. It's so solid. Makes just really good Aether Vial, really solid card. Next up we have now we're onto mana base. So we're running 4 Cavern of Souls. This makes your spirits uncounterable and can tap for any colour for spirits. It also taps for colourless. Really powerful. It is quite expensive though, so if you can't afford it, you can easily make do. 4 Flooded Strand, really good fetch land. Searches for Watery Graves, Hallowed Fountains, basics, really good. Watery Grave helps, you can search it for fetch lands and helps with our splash for the black. Sea Chrome Coast, it is really solid card. Really good early game because it doesn't really matter entering tap late game anyway. Okay, we're also running 4 Silent Clearing. You can tap it and pay 1 life to add white or black, and you can also pay 1 and tap and sacrifice it to draw. I saw a lot of the just regular Azorius lists were running Waterlogged Grove anyway, and even though they didn't have blue in their deck, green in their deck, but in this I was like, it's just strictly better if it's tapping for another colour, and because in aggro decks they don't care about their life, and it's essentially makes it so it's a near free splash for Lingering Souls, which is so good anyway. I'm also in the mana base. We're also running 2 islands, 2 plains, and 2 Mutavault. Mutavault is really good because it's that 2/2 it becomes for 1 mana. It's actually a spirit as well. Really solid, really aggro land. And finally, we were just running alone. Hallowed Fountain. Hallowed Fountain. It's mainly there for fetch it out if you need both colors, but it's also a really solid land. You can run more if you want, because a lot of decks I've seen run 2, 3, or even 4. Alright, now we're on to sideboard. Sideboard, it's mainly got sideboard stuff for 3 or 4 decks, but I think it's a pretty solid sideboard, and it's really cheap too. Okay, so first up we have 2 Katakis, 2 Spirit of the Labyrinths, and 2 Remorseful Clerics. Kataki just wrecks most artifact-based decks like Affinity and other artifact stuff. Remorseful Cleric, it's a good attacker early game. 2 mana, 2/1 flying, and then when the graveyard gets out of hand, like in a Hogak Vine deck, you can just sacrifice it to exile their graveyard. Spirit of the Labyrinth, really solid. It stops a lot of decks like Phoenix draw so many cards a turn, this just shuts it all down unless they can remove it. It does very rarely annoy you when you're trying to crack Silent Clearing, but apart from that, we don't really have any extra card draw in our deck, so it doesn't really affect us that much. Really good. Next up, we have 2 Thalias, 2 Chaos Guile, 2 Dolan of Rhetoric, and a 3 Core Firewalker to complete the sideboard. Core Firewalker wrecks burn decks, unless they are splashing for white and have Path to Exile. When you play this, you probably just win the game there. It makes it almost impossible for them to kill you. Thalia, insane, also really good against burn. Rex, Storm, and Phoenix, and other multiple like non-creature spells per turn. Really solid. Thalia. Adolan, really good. Similar decks, Thalia, Storm, Phoenix, Burn. Makes it really hard for them to get through a lot of spells and shuts them down, and it's hard to remove 2 with 4 toughness, unlike Thalia with the mere 1 she has. And finally, we have Chaos Guile, one of the other reasons of Splashing Black, it's a 3 mana instant. You get to choose 2. Each opponent sacrifices a creature. Exile all cards from each opponent's graveyard. You get a 1/1 spirit, or you gain 4 life. All of those abilities on one card, really powerful. You can also entwine for 6 if you want. Really solid card, has a lot of includes. And yeah, that's pretty much the entire deck. Thanks for watching. If you want the entire deck list down, just look in the comments down below. It has not the comment. I'm sorry. The description down below. It has the full deck list. Link to the deck list I made on MTG Goldfish. I also may upload a way to the budget deck list, the budget version of the deck. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe to see more videos like this. Sorry I haven't uploaded in a while, guys. I've been really busy. And yeah, peace out.